Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Not date or time specific. I trust that whenever you come upon it, if it speaks to you, it's your message at that time. But as a general reading, it can't resonate for everyone. So if it's not your reading this time, maybe you could go through the playlists and see if any titles jump out at you, or watch recent readings if you missed them. Woo! If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope if you enjoy the reading, you will consider joining us here by subscribing. That is so much appreciated. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that more than anything. For those who are returning, your support is what makes it possible for me to come here every day and do this. So thank you. Okay, let's get messages for you here, Aries. You can be here as a cross watcher. That's fine. And for everyone, always remember that if you're watching the reading and you don't think I'm speaking about you, I could be speaking directly about your beloved, because that's what I do here. So just take it as it resonates, and if you need to flip the energies around, that's perfectly fine. Deliver your greatest gift to the world. Card 10. Deliver your greatest gift to the world. Next card out is your 111-year-old self. I'm going to read this one to you. And the last card. Listen, in stillness you meet your true self. Card 18. Listen, in stillness you meet your true self. Yeah, sometimes we have to get quiet to hear the messages that are trying to be delivered, the downloads. Let's see what your 111-year-old self says. It's talking about wisdom and contentment. It says your 111-year-old self wants to provide you guidance, wisdom, and advice, but only if asked. Imagine yourself in the future with the distant perspective of having lived a full, rich life. Your 111-year-old self has seen it all. Your ups and downs, your loves and heartbreaks, your successes and perceived failures, all of it. From this extended perspective, they are waiting to be called in for guidance, right? So especially because we have a 10 here and there's something coming to completion, there's something you're ready to kind of release. And I almost feel like the higher wisdom, this is feeling very Akashic records to me. Call in your spirit guides and get some guidance with how to proceed and how to deliver your greatest gift to the world, and be prepared to listen, because that's where you're going to get the most benefit from this, is really tuning in to the messages of the angels, your ancestors, ascended masters, spirit guides. Lots of wisdom available to you there, Aries. So let's jump in, see what we've got. I'll pull the cards, I'll walk you through it, then I'll clarify. Okay, here we go. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Ace of Cups. Pretty terrific. And what's crossing it is a 10 of Swords. Wow. Pretty interesting. Let me see what's on the bottom here. 6 of Swords. Okay. So there's something some kind of drama or turmoil, something here that you're preparing to move away from to something better, something calmer. That 6 of Swords to me is always speaking about peace of mind, getting beyond the turbulence to something calmer and more peaceful. But what's happening here is the present energy is this Ace of Cups, this one true love of a lifetime. It's a gift from spirit, and we see it that way. I love that dove of peace there. And it's feeling to me like there's something that has happened already. 10s are completion. They're done. So there's been some kind of a cycle that came to a painful end. But that's the thing. That part is behind you now. So it is presenting a bit of a challenge, either with regard to this connection or to the possibility of new love. So I'm going to keep it open that way. Underneath in your unconscious awareness is the 9 of Pentacles. So here I'm seeing you sort of on your own, more independent, more autonomous, unattached. This is a single person. In the past, we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups can be about wish fulfillment and emotional balance and, some kinds of sense of optimism about the future, but it can also be about complacency, about, just somebody who kind of wasn't as invested, or maybe who felt like if this is as good as it gets, I'm okay. And maybe that wasn't going to foot the bill for you. What's crowning you here is the Lovers. So this is your conscious awareness, what you're focused on. What if you could make it become a reality, it would certainly solve a lot of your dilemmas. So the Lovers to me is about the soul bond. It is about a spiritual bond as well as reunion. So I'm feeling there's been an interruption here, and we're trying to get things back online in the near future. We have the Three of Swords. I will clarify to see if it's coming through reversed. In other words, if those three swords are falling out, or if there's some continued focus on the heartache of the past. Message from Spirit is the Sun. So this is guidance and advice from Spirit. There's something here about your happiness. It's also a success card. It is about things being illuminated for you in a very positive light. Now, in the hidden energies, we have the Three of Cups. And I'm feeling here that with the Three of Cups, it's almost as if I can go either way. This can speak to reconciling, to reconciliation, to a cause for celebration. It can also speak about third-party energy, and that was something I was feeling this morning when I do your morning musings for those who are in the channel membership, as well as the all access pass to the extended. You know what I'm talking about. The King of Wands is in your hopes and or fears, and that's interesting because the outcome here is the Queen of Wands. So we do have a couple here, a bit of a power couple, lots of attraction and chemistry and passion available in the connection, but I kind of feel like there's something that has run amok and we have to get things back on track. So that is what I see. Now I'm going to go ahead and clarify and mess it all up. So let me just double check something really quick here. Yeah, we had the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Cups this morning. There's definitely something coming through in the collective that feels like a turning point. There's the healing card. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles again. Okay, so what I'm clarifying here is we have the Ace of Cups, but we've also got the Ten of Swords here. So what I'm trying to clarify and figure out is, how do we deal with the challenge of the Ten of Swords? Well, we have to heal it. So we have the Four of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and there you are underneath here. I'm saying this is your energy, more independent, definitely empowered. The Nine of Pentacles, she's no slouch. She, is pretty comfortable attracting to her all her creature comforts and what she needs to feel stable and secure and productive and even blessed to some degree. But the problem with her is she's always single. It's hard to get a love that stays, and that is what we're seeing here with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, powerful, passionate energy. What you want is a king. The Knight kind of comes in and out. This particular Knight kind of comes in and out because he doesn't always, I'm saying he because it's a masculine figure, but it could be a woman too, but doesn't really sort of think of the end, doesn't have the end in mind. So acting on impulse and might be acting on impulse for all the right reasons, but without a plan for any kind of follow through. And I think that's what I'm seeing happening here. So we have to bring some healing to that. Let's go ahead and clarify the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're torn. Yeah, should I stay or should I go? I just said you're torn. Yes. Should I stay or should I go? I feel like there's information that's trying to find its way to you. That's what this is. Listen, in stillness, you meet your true self. Yes, but you also, in stillness, you get the messages from your guides, you get the messages from spirit, and I feel like there's something that's trying to find its way in to help you with this decision. But in your unconscious awareness, you're torn as to whether or not you should just move on and cut your losses here. I do feel as if there's something trying to find its way to you that would offer you a lot of insight, maybe even an epiphany, a moment of super crystal clear clarity, but it hasn't risen to the surface yet. It's there, and it may hold answers for you. So let's keep going. 9 of Cups. In the past. Whew, yeah. I feel like this was everything you could have ever wanted. The 9 of Cups is your happiness here, and we've got the past life soulmate. We've got, some twin flame energy with the Lovers and the 6 of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles, things might have been moving slowly, but they were moving. And underneath is the Chariot. And I feel like you wanted to pick up the pace. It's very possible. Excuse me. It is allergy season here in the worst way. My apologies. Okay. Back to the cards. No more choking. I feel like you really wanted to pick up the pace. That's because this was underneath. So when I pull from the bottom of the deck, for those who are new, it's sort of what's roaming around in unconscious awareness in your psyche or behind the scenes. And I feel like things were moving along, but they were moving very slowly. And here you were like, let's get this going. There was happiness here, but it wasn't fully realized. It wasn't the 10 of Cups. It was the 9 of Cups. So there's joy and there's an optimistic outlook for sure, and potential for wish fulfillment. But I think things weren't moving fast enough, and it might have gotten a little bit derailed. The Lovers is, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so now stay with me. I'm getting the rest of the story. Y'all are like just spoon feeding me a little bit at a time. Underneath, this is underneath the deck, is the Tower. I am here to tell you the Tower already happened. That's why we have the 10 of Swords. That's why we have the 4 of Swords to heal from it. That's why we're looking at potentials for reconciliation and what, do I stay or do I go? Do I cut my losses and just move on? Or is there an opportunity for healing and for fixing whatever this is that got broken? But we have the Lovers with the 2 of Cups, really beautiful in your conscious awareness. It is all about this powerful connection. And here is another card of reunion, 2 cards of reunion. But this Judgment card is a crossroads energy. You have to opt in for second chances or for offering forgiveness or for second chances and redemption in the situation. It's just not like, twitch your nose and then reunion happens. There's a process here because there's been a lot of pain associated with this. Because we do have the 10 of Swords, we do have the 3 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords here is telling me some healing needs to occur. So while in your conscious awareness, you're calling this connection in, you're very aware on an unconscious level that it may not be sustainable. Right? It's almost like been there, done that, got the t-shirt, not sure if I want to go back there again. Or can we move to calmer waters? Can we get beyond the turbulence? Can we get beyond the Tower? Is there opportunity for reunion and forgiveness? But that's where you're coming from consciously. Unconsciously, you're like, yeah, I don't know. So let's look at the 3 of Swords. Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. Very difficult energy here. I almost feel as if there's something that has played itself out in this connection over and over again in a most unpleasant way. And the Death card here is calling your attention to the need for that to come to an end, for that pattern. I'm talking about a pattern. The Devil is oftentimes ego. It's oftentimes fear. but it's also oftentimes like that energy of unable to resist the pull to do, like you keep, re-upping this loop, and it's negative karma. It's difficult energy. It's challenging energy. It's painful energy. It can be a lot of different things. The devil can be even associated with addiction. The devil can be associated with affairs. The devil can, anything that feels habitual, and it feels like it's a pattern where you're almost, you keep falling into that same cycle over and over again, and you can't quite figure out why, and it keeps leading to a lot of heartache. Now, this is in the future position. Look what came out underneath the deck, the Four of Wands. I'm talking about a twin flame situation here where there's some kind of a karmic pull that has to work itself out, and it kind of has to be left on the cutting room floor. There is something here that is very difficult to overcome because it's a habitualized, pattern on repeat. And it's very painful, and I'm pretty sure that it might involve another party, because I do see the Three of Cups, and I do see the Queen of Wands, and the Tower, and the Ten of Swords, and here you are in the Nine of Pentacles on your own again, and I'm saying again for a reason. So, yeah, it's difficult. Let's see what the message is from Spirit. Message of guidance from Spirit of the Universe. Yeah. Oof. I feel like Spirit's saying to you, and I'll get to that card in a minute, do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Okay, Queen of Swords in this case is coming through with a little bit of a sharp edge. Yeah. Almost like wanting to get even. I like the Queen of Swords in general because I think she's a truth teller and a truth seeker. But in this case, it feels like, we're at loggerheads here. It's head over heart. It's head over heart. And if it's head over heart, then you're not in dealing with your emotions in the moment. You're overriding them with your mind, and your mind isn't going to solve the problem, right? Your mind is an artifact. The feelings, we have to allow the feelings to move through us, and that gives us more information about what it is that will make us happiest. Look at this underneath is the Three of Pentacles. So Spirit's kind of saying underneath, you need a basis of friendship to be the foundation upon which you build. So it's almost like go back to the drawing board, tap back into your heart, your emotional recesses for where this relationship began. What was the basis for friendship? Was there any measure of cooperation? Was this person as invested in something more romantic than you were, or has it always been like a friends with benefits kind of a thing? I'm just throwing this out there. That may have absolutely nothing to do with your situation. I'm just saying that Spirit's talking to you about your happiness and is telling you you've got to kind of override the part of your mind that goes into overdrive trying to logically sort your way through an emotional situation. You got to deal with the emotions. And that's interesting because this morning you got a double hit of the Eight of Swords. You had the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Swords again. And the first thing I said was that I felt there had been a breach of trust. There was a trust issue, and that it almost had you paralyzed to the point where, your mind goes into overdrive and you try to kind of course correct by thinking your way through every little thing. And I even said in that morning music, you cannot think your way through this. You have to feel your way through this. And that is what Spirit is telling you here, just with some different cards. Okay, so let's look at the Three of Cups and the hidden energies. Ooh, okay. Well, there's the King of Wands again. I could be talking to a cross-watcher feminine who's here watching for a masculine Aries. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Doesn't have to be, but if you're nodding your head, then boom, you just got a little extra confirmation. But regardless, I feel like your person, talk about somebody being like a deer in the headlights and feeling stuck. The Hanged Man, there is a delay here. This King of Wands does not know what they want. King of Wands normal, and I think that's why you've got the King of Wands in your hopes and or fears. So this is the object of your desire, right? This is the one we're talking about, regardless of their sign. I kind of feel like the King of Wands, the archetype is, I see it, I want it, I claim it, it's mine. Very, very forceful, very sure of themselves, doesn't flinch, goes after what they want and claims it. Not if it's landing on that Hanged Man. The Hanged Man in this case is representing some kind of a delay, some kind of stuck energy for this person. Underneath, though, we do have the Magician. I kind of feel like this person doesn't recognize that they already have all the tools they need to make a qualified decision, to sort of sort through it. Do I want reconciliation? If there's another person in the mix, where is my happiness? Where does my happiness lie? The Magician is sort of, in this case, energetic backup for someone who's sort of not feeling fully in their power. I'm almost feeling like this King of Wands is coming through reversed. I'm just going to say that. And in that case is sort of coming through to you like the unavailable lover, like the person who kind of leaves you hanging. Literally in this case, leaves you hanging. So if your storyline involves a third party, and third parties can be lots of things, it doesn't have to be another person, but if it does, happen to revolve around a third energy that's coming between the two of you, that's what I think I see happening here, is that this person may appear to you to be unavailable. I don't think that's it. I think they're just stuck. They don't know what to do. They haven't made up their own mind, and they're not aware of how much power they themselves have in this situation to manifest their desired outcome. So they're just kind of giving it all over. I would say surrender, but to me, surrender is always a real positive thing. In this case, it just feels like a letting go of the wheel, which is a little less empowered. Okay, so in your hopes and or fears, we have the King of Wands. Yeah, there's a big conflict. And you're afraid, in your fears, it's like King of Wands, Five of Wands, Six of Swords, which is the overall energy for the reading, if you recall. And there you are, Queen of Pentacles, wanting life partnership, wanting to move forward, wanting to get beyond the conflict, but your fear is that you won't. And that if you have to move on, you will be moving on solo. Nine of Pentacles to the Queen. Or versus the Queen, I should say. And then the outcome position, we have the Queen of Wands. This is the opportunity going forward. Ooh. All right. So I feel there's potential opportunity for your person to come in with a message of love or apology for the subterfuge. We've got the two sevens here, the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. I saw the Seven of Swords this morning, and I felt there was a breach of trust, and that's kind of how it's coming through, because this is what's rolling around in the back of your mind or in your unconscious awareness is, can I even trust this person? But I feel there's an opportunity for them to come in with a message to sort of smooth that over, or at least let you know that they sincerely didn't mean any harm, because this would have had you feeling very defeated. So I do think there's an apology coming forward, or an opportunity for that. The question is, will you be able to overcome your feelings of that breach of trust? Will you be able to heal that, which is where we began with that Four of Swords? Okay, so before I talk about the extended, I want to go back and tell you the astrology that showed up for you here. We have the Knight of Wands is Sagittarian energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles twice is Virgo energy. Chariot is Cancerian energy. The Lovers is Gemini. Judgment is Scorpio. The Tower is Aries. Devil is Capricorn. Death card is more Scorpio. The Sun is Leo. Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Cups can be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Hanged Man is Pisces. We have the King of Wands out twice and the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Magician is Virgo and Gemini. Queen of Pentacles can be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That's what I've got. Now I'll tell you about the extended. Hang on. So if this is resonating for you, there is a link below, and I'm going to take it to the extended, and we're going to look at your person. How do they see the situation? Let's take it from their point of view, from their perspective. How do they see you, think about you, or feel about you at this moment, given everything that just came out here? And what are their intentions towards you going forward? And I'll pull some additional, an additional card from Spirit for some more guidance on that. And then I'll close out with some oracles. So that link's below. I'll see you there in a second. Otherwise, take care. Bye for now.